When a Ferguson police officer shot and killed Mike Brown, it sparked questions about police shootings.
So tonight, News 4 digs deeper into police shootings by officers with the St. Louis City and St. Louis County Police Departments. News 4 investigates Craig Cheatham looking at shootings over the past decade.
Sharon and Steve, St. Louis City and St. Louis County Police combined shoot at roughly 30 suspects a year. About 4 out of 5 of those police shootings were in the city of St. Louis. Tonight, we take a deeper look at some of those numbers. The protests in Ferguson began with the killing of Mike Brown, but they quickly turned into a broader campaign against injustice, largely built around the perceived heavy-handed tactics of police in poor, mostly black communities that undeniably have much higher arrest rates and far more police shootings.
Those neighborhoods in St. Louis that have highest levels of violence are those neighborhoods that tend to have highest levels of police shootings.
UMSL professor David Klinger provided us with a map showing more than 200 police shootings in the city of St. Louis from 2002 to 2012. Most occurred in higher crime, low-income, nearly all African-American neighborhoods on the north side. There was also a significant percentage in higher crime areas in South City. News 4 also obtained records for shootings by St. Louis County Police for the last 10 years and found a similar pattern. Far more shootings in North County and county officers shooting at nearly 4 times as many blacks as whites, even though blacks only make up 1/4 of the county's population.
It is because blacks are unfortunately disproportionately involved in violent crime, and police use of deadly force is tightly intermixed with violence in the community.
Klinger says local police shootings also reveal that once officers open fire on suspects, the cops are more likely to miss blacks and more likely to kill whites. Since January 2004, St. Louis County officers shot at 37 black suspects, killing 7, or 19%. During the same period, county police shot at 10 whites, killing 6, which is 60%. Klinger says it's unclear why that happens. Repeatedly in recent years, researchers have found that while some police profile by race on traffic stops and searches, shootings seem to be different. One study tested reactions of officers in a lab experiment, finding that officers generally do not show a biased pattern of shooting. Another study, even more in-depth, found that participants took longer to shoot black suspects than white or Hispanic suspects, and were more likely to fail to shoot armed black suspects than armed white or Hispanic suspects. Based on information provided by St. Louis County Police, we also know that nearly half the time county police fired their weapons, they failed to hit their targets. Klinger insists that's because suspects and officers are moving, and it's often dark. But they're missing a lot.
Missing a lot, absolutely.
That would seem to be a major safety issue.
Absolutely.
Klinger, a former cop, says some police shootings can be avoided by giving suspects more distance and by being less confrontational.
There are bad shootings, there's no doubt about that. I have been involved in federal civil rights litigation where I've testified against police officers and their police agencies when they do wrong.
In the case of Mike Brown, the deadly encounter began when a white cop confronted him about jaywalking. Witnesses say it quickly turned into a scuffle. There was gunfire in Officer Wilson's car, then he shot Brown repeatedly outside the car, killing him. Some witnesses claim Brown had surrendered, others that he continued to move toward Officer Wilson. In some cases, Klinger says police could prevent shootings by giving suspects more distance and being less confrontational and intimidating. Based on your research, could some of the incidents that we've heard about have been prevented by better policing?
I think so.
A recent story by the news organization ProPublica found that black teenage males were 21 times more likely than white teenage males to be shot and killed by police during the 3-year period of 2010 to 2012. ProPublica's report examined more than 3 decades of data and also found that 44% of the people shot and killed by the cops were white. The St. Louis County Grand Jury investigating the police shooting of Mike Brown is expected to reach a decision within the next few weeks. Craig Cheatham, News 4.